What's up, guys? It's your girl Riva, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Riva. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON, and we're going to jump in to the video.
Years later, I'm like, okay, the same thing was happening with me with dating. I still wasn't having those great connections. I was getting a lot of my own ways. I was getting ghosted. I wasn't finding joy in that. And so I started studying pickup artistry and seduction and influence and connection. And that transformed my life in every way. And I thought, how do I package all these great books into an interesting read?
I think it's quite fascinating, just even you talking about struggles in dating, because you're obviously a very beautiful woman, very intelligent.
Thank you.
And so most people wouldn't assume that you would have some challenges. Like, what were some of the challenges that you were facing consistently?
I don't know if you guys...
So I think this is a really big deal. I'm not going to stop it too much, but I think it's a really big deal. She did talk about like the art of seduction and how to be sensual and stuff like that. And I think there's different facets that make a woman attractive. That's why you have women who are extremely beautiful, who are single, right? And who are always single. Like, they're known to get into relationships, but are never really taken seriously, never really get a ring. And I think that's because they may have the looks, but there's a lot of other aspects, sexuality, sensuality, all of these things that are maybe holding that person back, attitude. So people always say that. People always say, like, oh, I'm surprised that, like, somebody is so beautiful and they're single, but it's like, well, it's because you don't know that person. Maybe if you talk to that person's exes, you would find out why she was single.
Instagram, every hot girl complains about dating. The hottest, like, I said that about Brittany Rayner, whose book, Judge's Cover, came out. And I was like, this is such an affirmation. Like, this woman has a ass like a coffee table and still has... Huh?
I like coffee tables.
Yeah, it's a very nice, very, very nice, authentic coffee table.
Oh, authentic.
You touched it.
No,
oh.
I mean, I'm seeing the gym. I'm really not an aficionado at what is or isn't real. I'm not good at that stuff. Okay. But I would assume I see the gym work. I mean, whatever. I don't know. It looks wonderful.
Yeah, that's hard to say because a lot of people get like surgery and then they go to the gym and make it seem like it was built, not bought, but it's actually to maintain what you bought. You have to keep working out. So that's a fine line because, I mean, I'm the same way, like, as she just said. Like, if it looks ridiculous, you can tell, but some people you really can't tell, and you would never know that they had work done.
It's whatever form. But I would say that, like, there's no face of what somebody who's a bad connector looks like. And that's what the Art of Seduction teaches you, is that there's 9 different ways to be highly seductive and to be great at connecting with others. Only one of those has to do with how you look. And looks is a depreciating asset. And there's a study that was done that's like, there's no proof that people who date somebody who's hot have relationship satisfaction.
Yeah. Have you heard the study where it says...
That is so valid. I mean, there's women that, oh, well, he downgraded from me. Like, he went to this girl after he was with me, and I'm the pretty ex, and I'm the this, and I'm the that. Yeah, but there's a lot of qualities. He can't keep his hands off of her. And with you, he couldn't touch you. As beautiful as you were, every time you walk by, all he's thinking about is stress and how much you get on his nerve and how disrespectful you are. Now, there are cases where there are beautiful women with nasty attitudes, but they do have certain traits that draw a man. They're like a magnet to a man, that as much as she gets on his nerve, when she walks past him, he feels something. So he will tolerate at a certain level. But I think it depends on the person that the woman would be interested in or dating. And a lot of men who are strong and who are, very secure within themselves are not about that. Like, they're like, I don't care how beautiful you are. It will be on to the next in a second if I don't get what I'm supposed to be getting out of this relationship with you.
Actually, like, sometimes the more attractive you are, the more difficult it is for you to find somebody in a romantic relationship. Have you ever read that before?
I haven't, no.
Oh, it's quite fascinating.
Yeah, I would say it is, but I mean, I was also a dick. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
elaborate.
Yeah, I've never gotten along with teachers my whole life. I'm a very disagreeable. I would say, like, someone actually said to me, because when I started, doing sex as a career. That sounds like a prostitution.
You said
That's how my parents interpreted it, actually. But when I started, talking about sex as a career at like 19, 20 years old, my parents were so angry and upset with it and against it. My mom's reaction was so visceral, and I didn't give a fuck. And so a part of the reason I even have this career is because I'm a dick. I'm like, I don't care what anyone else thinks, I'm going to do it.
Rebel.
But
very rebellious mindset, and so I could see why she would have had trouble with dating, because as the first words that came out of her mouth is being, not being agreeable, not being able to respect authority, not respecting teachers, not respecting her parents, just doing whatever she feels like she wants to do. That rebellious mindset transfers over into dating, and it's going to be really hard for you to get on your man's page if you don't listen to anybody, not even your parents. So yeah, that's tough.
That's the thing too, is a lot of the qualities that we have, that to your point, that aid us in certain areas in life, actually prevent us from being successful in others. And so that headstrong, I'm doing things my way, I don't care what anyone else thinks, this is who I am, take it or leave it, really helped to propel or start my career, but it was stopping me from making healthy romantic connections. So I had to acknowledge at one point that I'm like, the common denominator is you.
And that's also a part of being outside of your feminine energy, right? Like, being rebellious, being like, oh yeah, like, I'm not listening to nobody, I got this, like that independent mindset, it transfers into being like that independent woman boss chick, and you kind of end up being I don't know, like pushing people away instead of attracting them to you. You think that it's attractive because you're on a mission and you're, setting goals and you're crushing them, but you're actually pushing people away because you don't even move or maneuver like you do need anybody. So, I don't need no man. I'm good. I could do this by myself. Look how far I've gotten in my career. It's like the men are like, okay, but if you have it together, then you obviously don't need me. So why would I even want to be in a relationship with you? Why would I even want to pursue you?
Like every Subway sandwich you go to, you get in an argument. Every airplane you're on, every relationship you're in, and agreeableness is the number one trait which determines relationship longevity and success, or someone's ability. Yes. Which we're told nice people finish last, but in truth, nice people stay in the race the longest.
True. That's good.
Never heard that. So the traits that you saw, what?
That's so good what she just said. Nice people finish last, because a lot of women. I know we can talk about the men too, but a lot of women, they have that mindset that being vulnerable, being nice, being kind to their spouse is being weak. And in actuality, it's like, well, what do you want? Do you want to, you're not always going to feel good. They're not always going to say something that's going to make you happy. It's not possible for another human being to make you 100% happy 100% of the time. Like, look at you in your relationship with your siblings. Look at you in the relationship with your parents, with your cousins, with whoever. Like, there's always going to be a rift because you're two different people with two different minds. But are you always going to be the one that wants to win at everything and have the last word and have the last say and, prove your point? Or do you want to be happy for a long span of time and be able to communicate your feelings, but also be able to get over things and, like she just said, have a longevity? Really quick, one thing that I wanted to talk about is what she was saying about, I don't know if she's a sex therapist or what it is that she actually does, but I think that's very important. Okay, that's a very important key in a relationship as a woman, is being in tune with your body, being in tune with what makes you pleased, not pleased. Like, stuff like that is very, very important in a relationship. It makes it a lot easier for your spouse when you know yourself, and also it's something that joins you two together constantly over time. I think that her, I'm not really sure what she does, but I just think that path is a necessary path for some people to take, to be able to speak to other women about, because it's necessary. It's something that, a lot of women see as a chore, and they shouldn't see it that way. So I just wanted to say that really quick.
You change. How do you start going through that process with some of the things that you did?
It's troubleshooting, when you're like, oh, something's not working. And then you can do the troubleshooting what a lot of people do, where they're like, other. Men ain't shit. This person ain't shit. The world ain't shit. Dating ain't shit. You can do that for a while. And I did that for a while. And then eventually I was like, maybe that's true. Maybe dating is shit. Maybe it is hard. Maybe it is trash. But there are people who are doing well.
Yeah.
I can't deny that. there are people who have success in this area. I'm just not one of them. And if I want to be one of the successful people, I got to start paying attention to what they're doing that I'm not. And that's where books came into play, or just being an observer, being a listener and a learner, and being able to make important changes in my life and my own personality. And then I think that's when I had a massive shift.
Love
What
that.
was the biggest thing that you changed that you felt like caused the most drastic shift in your life?
My disagreeableness, like I honestly would say, like I'm married now, and my number one advice for like a healthy marriage is like developing your shut the fuck up filter. Like there's so many times that I always want to voice my opinion or say how I would do things or give an alternate route. Like I'm just like always, and then
and that comes from her being like, you know, that rebellious mindset, or always having to be that critical thinker, because, you know, when she always had it together, you have to shut people out. So if you're not listening to your parents, you have to figure things out on your own, because you can't go to them and ask them for their assistance when you already told them that you're not listening to them. Same with teachers and all the people that she said that she had issues with. So that mindset of always having an answer, problem solving and all that kind of stuff comes from that same exact trait that she was just talking about that, you know, provided problems with her. So now she's with a spouse who is capable of leading, capable of making decisions, but it's hard to turn that thing off.
Quiet sometimes. And even if something it doesn't please me, you know, sometimes I want to correct right away. But if I just be quiet, one, sometimes it actually pans out even better than I thought it would. Or number two, it's like, let that person have the joy of having their vision come to fruition. Just like you want to assert your vision in this moment, like they also want that same feeling of knowing they did it their way. So like shutting up and like shutting down that voice in my head, which, you know, stopped me from being a good student, where I was always trying to one up the teacher or say how things could be better, but versus like, if I'm trusting you to partner with you, I actually have to trust you. So that I think was my biggest shift.
Love that.
No,
Do you guys have something like that for yourself?
I love that. I mean, being, obviously, of course, being somebody that's able to be agreeable and to shut up sometimes. You know, I had that whole live stream I have about shut up, sis, because, you know, a lot of women, they love to say that it's because, oh, well, they've had to have it together all the time, but you should not even be in a relationship with someone that you're not planning to give your trust to, or you're not planning to trust. It doesn't make any sense, because you're going to make their life stressful, your life stressful, and at the end of the day, you're just going to be wasting your time, because you're having a mindset of being single, but you're in a relationship. So how is that going to benefit the other person? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I genuinely want to hear you guys' thoughts, opinions, feelings about this video. So make sure you guys leave a comment. Again, if you're not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. And again, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at @RIVAH_JORDON. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Love you.